Eventbrite and all that. That was the way we found out what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm recording our conversation because there's so many great nuggets, and I'm not kidding. You know, I do. I'm a series editor for UH Press and UCLA Intersections, and
Wow.
I think that we really should capture a lot of these oral histories. I think we need to do that. I think it's part of our, activism work, and it'll be a great excuse to work together, Phil.
Right. No, that'll be exciting.
I really feel like we should do that, and it'll be something that we can leave behind. That's so important. That's so important.
Well, also, I think Corky Lee's passing has hit a lot of us because he was so ubiquitous.
Oh, I know.
And how can you have Lunar New Year without Corky? I mean, he was at every event.
Yeah.
So.
And I did ask AAAS if they had photos of him. I know that Emily Lawson shared a photo that she took with him at a AAAS event. And I did ask, but they don't have a depository. So I would have to go through the AAAS Facebook page that I created, but it's not old enough. I mean, I started that in 2012, when I became president-elect, right? So, Corky Lee, and, I got to meet Aiko too. Aiko came to I think Aiko came to the talk that you were at.
Yeah, my dad was there,
Yeah, so I got to meet Aiko at that time, thanks to you coming, and that was an honor, like, wow.
Well, Aiko and my dad were in the choir together at the Japanese church in New
Your dad
York.
was so cute.
Yeah.
Your dad, I remember him being so proud of you, and you look a lot like him.
I know. As I get older,
yeah. Well, no, I mean, you're both tall and have the same facial features, like, yeah.
Well, I look like my grandpa Jiu-Jitsu too. I mean, when I look at pictures of him, I can see it's funny. You become a lot like what your parents. With the multiracial, it's a little bit different, but it's
yeah.
And hopefully you can take the good things from what they did and not replicate the bad things. So.
Right. Well, Jiwon Kim is saying hello to you, and I'm sure you're reading that as well, but in case, Doris Ng, inspirational, Steve and Doris.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just really, I just feel the warmth, I mean, if you can feel warmth virtually, I really feel the warmth from all of these chats, and, people just kind of expressing gratitude. And
well, it's very important. If you want to make sure you have a good audience reception, make sure you have a lot of your ohana in the audience.
Well, but I think most of the time that's true. And I'm glad several of my students came too, and we had Cal Poly Pomona people here in the audience as well, and staff and faculty and students who are here too. So, and I think it's a way of building community around the nation. You said someone from South Africa, so it's hard for me to tell. I don't know what time zone that they're in, but I'm hoping that all of your friends who are here will stay in touch with us. And that way we can continue to share the work that we're doing and also benefit the work that they're doing. I mean, me, I love to promote all the stuff that folks are doing, anything related to human rights and social justice. I'm all for it. So.
Is there some way I can see the list of who came so I can thank people?
Absolutely. I did ask Daniela and Kelly to capture the photos of the people, and then we also have an Eventbrite RSVP, so we'll be able to let you know. Yeah, so they're doing that. They're taking snapshots of the people who are here, so that way we can tell you, hey, your friends were here, so you can thank them. But I think a lot of folks were here.
Well, again, that's part of closing the circle. It takes extra time to say thank you to people. If you want to open up another circle the next time and say, will you donate? Will you help? Will you do, if they say, well, I helped last time and he didn't even say thank you, then they won't help. So,
that is so true. I'm not going to narc out anybody, but there is someone who gives quite a bit of funding to a lot of organizations. And they told me that one prominent organization would always reach out to them when they wanted funding, and they gave. Never once did they thank them. Never once did they give them an update. And when they asked again, like a couple years later, they said no, because there's no relationship. You got to do that relationship building, and it's not ohana in name only doesn't work.
Well, also another concept that I use in my class when my students do oral histories, I have them give omiyage,
Mm,
which is the Japanese Hawaiian term where you give a box of chocolates or flowers, just something, because you know when you go to their house, they're going to give you tea and little snacks.
yeah,
And again, it's building a relationship.
yeah,
And it says, I value what you're giving to me. You are
mhm,
sharing your wisdom. It's something I
yeah,
should, not pay in a sense of $100 an hour, but, and I think when the students see that, I also require them to send a letter by mail. They can't do an email. They have to send a letter with a stamp. I have to bring the stamps and envelopes to class because some of them have never seen an envelope or stamp. But but it's important to remind them that my generation still values something like that. It's great to get an email, but when you get a physical letter, it's even better. So if you want to get a job, if you want to impress your future spouse's parent, if you want to, anything,
right.
this is a way to make an impact. And
Every
again,
generation's like that, I think. I mean, like
yeah,
it's just I think it doesn't matter how old you are, it's just that extra effort that someone made to
mhm,
say that they appreciate you.
yeah,
I think it's just weird for me, going to someone's home and not bringing something.
yeah.
It's just I think it's a cultural thing. I think it's Asian American. I'm a 1.5er, so I'm an immigrant, and so it's just bizarre to me if someone comes to someone's home and they don't bring something, right? Now I don't expect that from my students, obviously, because I have students at my house sometimes, but I think for adults and peers. So I have good friends. There's always a lot of wine flowing, a lot of food flowing that people are bringing, and I think you just feel like you're contributing too, and it's important.
Well, also, I teach cultural competence as part of all my classes.
Mhm.
And when we went for a tour of Chinatown one time, and then we sat down at the table, the waiter brought something, and one student took the food, put it on his plate, and started eating. So I said,
Oh,
hold on, time out, time out. What's
yeah.
going on here? And I said, you notice Joe is here. What do you have to say about it? And somebody said, well, normally in my house, we let the
Yeah.
eldest person have
Yeah.
the food first. Somebody else said, yeah, normally you have to serve the person on your left and your right before you eat. Or, so we started talking about different ways that different cultures had different traditions, but none of them said it was okay to sit and fill your plate and fill your fat face. You had to, you know. So again, it was a teachable moment. I
Yeah.
didn't want to put him on the spot. I didn't grade him down for it, but
Right.
I think we have to all remember that there are different ways to do things, and you have to be mindful of the people around you.
Right. Yeah. I think, it's not a hierarchical thing the way I see about respecting elders. I remember when I was in Japan and there was a banquet, I was starving. I was so hungry, right? Because I hadn't eaten all day and there was just amazing food. And the host, who happened to also be the eldest person, wouldn't eat. I'm thinking like, please start eating. I'm dying here. I need to eat something. So I'm just drinking my tea and drinking, like drinking the water that was there, but I'm just waiting for them to eat. And finally someone said to him, oh, Dozo, please eat. And then he started eating. I'm like, thank God. Because yeah, I mean, it's just, we always knew you don't. And then, and also there's a scene from Joy Luck Club, which is not my favorite movie, but there is a scene that I do appreciate is about giving the best piece, I think, of what a meal, right? And they were saying, I think it was a Ming-Na Wen's character saying like, you always give everyone the best part of the crab or whatever it is, and you always take the leftover. That's kind of how I was raised too. I always want to feed other people first, and whatever is left is what I'll eat, right? I don't have to get the best part. But it says about your character.
Mhm.
To me, it just shows like, are you an empathetic person? Are you a caring person? Or are you self-absorbed where you want the best piece, and
And that's
it,
part
it,
of what, and
yeah,
part of what I was talking about here was also having enough self-love, self-worth, so that you don't have to take the worst piece. Make sure you're eating.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's sometimes you give it away so much that you're hurting your own health. And
right.
so again,
I
there's
don't
got to
ever
be.
do that. I eat a lot. I would never do that. Come on, I love to eat too much. But no, but I find joy in giving food to other people and watching them. I'll cook a lot if other people will eat it. But if I'm for myself, I'm pretty plain. I mean, I do basic stuff. But if I'm cooking, I'll cook a feast, like a spread. It's Thanksgiving all the time or Chuseok every day, if I have friends over. But yeah, we have a lot of friends still on. Giselle, yes, let's be friends. Giselle saying that we need to become friends.
When somebody asked for my email.
Yeah. Phil, do you want to put it on the chat box?
Yeah.
Dina is incredible. I mean, she remains one of my favorite alumni. She took several of my classes and went to Hawaii with me as well. I think one of the best videos, Dina, I don't know if you're still on and I'm embarrassing you, but she did this wonderful interview with her grandma. So sweet. So it would be great for you all. Yeah, it's so true. And oh, you're still here, yay. Yeah, and so I would love for Dina to connect with you, Phil. She's really an incredible leader, and who doesn't realizes it, but she really is. And so I'm a big fan of Dina. Okay, great. Well, I know.
Send to everyone. Okay, here it is. Hold on. Let me just quick send this to people. Oh, I meant to say thanks.
Okay, there's the email. Okay.
Actually, it was only directed to Tom Hanks.
Is Tom Hanks here? Now, my celebrity, I'm a total celebrity. What I fan over is Mark Ruffalo. I think he's such a great political activist. I mean, I think his acting is good too, but I just really like what I see about in terms of his advocacy for so many groups. So, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone who stayed on and kind of listened to our, conversation of Phil. I'll chat with you later on, because I think through our department, really do want to talk about, some of the cultural competency and leadership stuff. So I'll touch base with you soon about that. But thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Daniela. How was it?
It was great. Thank you again so much, Professor Nash, for your time today.
Okay, he's off.
I know, I'm back.
He's off. Okay.
It was a compliment. I'm back.
And I think Jack Chin is still on too. So it's really yeah. So there are a lot of folks who are still on and saying hello to all of you. But yeah, thank you, Kelly and Daniela. Yeah, I think in the beginning it was really, as I'm getting older, I realized I was doing 3 things at the same time as I was talking and trying to do Facebook Live and trying to do and it's hard because technology doesn't cooperate the way I want it. So
but you did great. You did great trying to manage.
But it's good to know that if we have our earbuds on, people cannot hear. So that was the thing. So thanks, Phil, for bringing that to my attention. I'm trying to there's no one around me, so it doesn't really matter. But usually if there's someone else around me, I try to put my earbuds on. But yeah, it's I'm hoping that I don't know, Daniela and Kelly, check on Facebook Live. We're gonna have to post the video that Phil shared with us separately, because I didn't get that on Facebook Live, but I did get your presentation on Facebook Live. So it wouldn't let me go on while the video is going. So every time I went on, it would move and I'm like, oh no, is it changing the screen? So I just left it, just in case. So, all righty. Have a great one. And Kelly and Daniela, I'll just touch base with you later. I think 23rd, we just need to get the Black Dancer Weglyn flyer up. So, the one with Sakani Robinson, we're having a Tuesday event. One of my former students, who's a PhD candidate, is doing some groundbreaking work on Black ballerinas. And really, really interesting stuff. So we're having her talk next Tuesday. I should have announced it to folks, but we have the list, so we should be able to share with everyone. So, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor Nash.